What's up, Castle Clashers? Nasty Nate here with Nastizzle Gaming, and today I'm going to be showing you guys this clip of me evolving some heroes, and I'm just going to kind of talk over it a little bit, tell you why I decided to do what I did. So first off, if you haven't noticed, I like to save up a lot of resources before I do like evolutions or skills or anything like that. And the reason is because I don't want to just do it right away and then regret it later, and I kind of want to have enough resources to go through with sort of the plan that I kind of have in mind, which usually revolves around something happening. In this case, it was I had my Valentina with the 5 enlighten, and I rolled a 5 revive. So I have enough resources to boost her up with the gems, and then I also have enough books to sell for honor badges. So basically I needed to get her as far as I was going to get her to get the most out of that enlighten before I changed it to the revive, which was basically just going to be single evolved to level 200, because I didn't have any more Valentina cards for the double evolution, and I did have 60,000 shards, but I was saving those for Minotaur, which I also end up double evolving here. So it's kind of like a chain of things that happened. I knew I was gonna sort of spend resources on Valentina, and I wasn't gonna double evolve her, which kind of let me know that I could spend those shards to double evolve Minotaur, and I wanted to make sure that I had enough books for her first, and then that could let me get her up there. I wouldn't have to worry about honor badges, and then by bringing her up, by sweeping her up, I'm gonna get more books back, which is gonna allow me to use them to level up Minotaur, because I'm gonna be using books to level him up, because he doesn't have enlighten, so it would take twice as long. So I mean, that's the whole point. Well, aside from honor badges, that's a big point of getting your heroes to 200 when they have that enlighten, so you can get all the books back and basically get twice the experience. So that experience from sweeping her up was going to go back in honor badges, and it was going to bring Minotaur up to back up to 180 after the double evolution, because he was already sitting there at 180 single evolved, and after I evolved him, I wanted to bring him right back up, so he would still be well, more powerful than he was before, definitely, but I really wanted to get him up to 180. So that's kind of how that happened. And then Ghoulem, I've been wanting to evolve him for a long time. I knew that if I got enough books back from sweeping Valentina after I got Minotaur up, because I want Minotaur for the dungeons, I'm really trying to get through those, but I also want Ghoulem, but he was kind of secondary. He had to be the next, so I was waiting for these two to be certain, and I knew I had enough resources for them, and then I ended up having enough resources for Ghoulem, which I was pretty sure I was going to. So I took him up, I double evolved him, and then I brought him back up. And yeah, so that's usually what I do. I usually do 3 at once, because there's usually 2 that I'm really saving resources for, and then another one that I really want to evolve if I have enough resources. And Goulem's kind of been in that position for the past couple of evolution sprees. Like, I want to evolve him. He's really good. I have his talent that I want on him. He has that 6 of 8 bulwark, so he was ready for that double evolution. But he wasn't a priority because he didn't have enlightened. I was gonna have to use the books well, I wasn't gonna have to, but I was going to use books to bring them up, and I needed to make sure I had enough for the honor badges and enough to bring them back up to a decent level. So it just had to kind of be the right circumstances, which it in this case it turned it out being the right circumstances. So it worked out great. So I have my Valentina evolved level 200, so I got the most out of that enlighten that I was gonna get in a reasonable amount of time. I could have saved it, but that would mean I couldn't do any quest boards or anything because I was gonna put that revite on her. So it seemed like a good play. Get her to 200, slap the revite on her, and then later when I have enough cards, or if I'm gonna use shards, whatever, when I do evolve her, I'm gonna get a bunch of resources back, and I can put that into another hero, or back into her to help her get back up, since she's not gonna have that enlighten. And then Minotaur, that's basically who I've been saving those shards for, but I had to wait for enough resources to be sure that I could bring him back up, and those were the books from Valentina. And then, you know, I had my Ghoulem ready and just waiting for the right opportunity, which was this, because after those two were taken care of, there wasn't any other pressing evolutions that I had to tend to right away. So I saw the opportunity for one more evolution, or double evolution in this case, and I gave it to Ghoulem, which I do not regret at all. That guy's a beast now. And I'm trying to focus, well, as you can see, all three of these heroes are going to help me in insane dungeons. So that was kind of the push I was doing with this evolution. The one before this, if you watch that one, it was more about just taking advantage of enlightens. I ended up with a ton of books. I think I did like at least 4 evolutions, maybe more, and then I had a lot of leftover books that helped me out this time around too. But the last one was, I had just been rolling like 4 or 5 enlighten, 4 or 5 enlighten, 5 enlighten. So the last round was just taking advantage of the books. This time the focus was on dungeon progression, heroes that are going to help me in dungeons. Alright, so with that being said, pretty soon I'm gonna get back into these attempts on the insane dungeons. I'm halfway through 5. Want to push on and finish 5, and then get into insane dungeon 6. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Nasty Nate out. Peace.